Buenos dias, Gunners Collective. Back at it? You already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Here's another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I said, what? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Here's another one. Bye-up, bye-up, bye-ay. Orale, you already know. It's a torta with a snack habit. Bad habits, right? And the menudo's done in direct fashion. You guys see the thumbnail, so you already know what it is, man. You can read between the lines, right, Ese? Well, watch out. I'm going to go ahead and unblur those for you. The end to hostilities. One of the greatest things ever accomplished by the gente behind the walls. You know, when I think about the end to hostilities, I think about a dream that I once had. And I'm like, hey, maybe one of these days we could all get along. Maybe one of these days we can Martin Luther King it. Maybe one of these days the gente could lay down arms, man, and just function on the yarda without having to worry, about the opposition posing a threat every day. Now, prison is prison. Men will be men. Convicts will be convicts, real ones, right? So you can never be at ease. You always got to be in a soft defensive stance. You always got to be ready for whatever. You never know what the next man's thinking. He could get maxed out at board. He could have a bad day. His old lady could be boning the biggest black dude on the block. I mean, several things could happen that could lead up to disaster, and the yada that could pop just like that, and people will lay you down. So you always got to be aware. But when there's a common understanding and everyone understands on that yard, man, that there is no aggression, there is no mean mugging, there is no mean slugging. It's just you do your time, we'll do ours. Let's all function together, man. Let's all get this bread. Let's all stay the fuck up out the oils and the shoes to which the administration wants to keep us locked up in. Let's do this shit together, homie. That's the way to do it. Maybe not necessarily hand in hand, but at the same time, man, from a distance, but a kosher distance. You know what I mean? A distance of peace and no hostilities. Now, this has been going on for almost a decade now, 10 years. And, 4 individuals fought hard for this. And they formulated a plan in the SHU in Pelican Bay to come together from different sides, different groups, different organizations for one common goal. And that was to fight the oppression of what was going on. And they were able to conquer the demons. They were able to establish a repertoire amongst each other and civility, right? To talk to each other. I said it yesterday in one of my videos, like if I go to the Oyo, man, and there's a south side of there and I ain't got no sopas, he's going to lace me up. He's going to shoot me some, man. We're all going to eat. And vice versa. That's the way it is. So if we can do that and help our next man, then why can't we come together to help all? Of course, there was a lot that went into it. A lot of strikes, a lot of hunger strikes, a lot of things, a lot of hardships and struggles that people went through. Now, I know a lot of people didn't do it quite up to par like they should have, but for the most part, everybody participated. It wasn't something that was asked of you. It was something that was mandated of you as a man. You knew automatically, hey, so I was fucking hungry, but I can't eat because I need to stand strong with my gente, my people. That shows the true measure of your character. So anyways, when this was established, they started to release people onto the yard slowly but surely. And eventually, guys that were locked up in the dungeons for 30, 40 years, people that, hadn't seen the light of day for a minute, people that the administration considered to have a little bit of power or a little a little sway on the yard, they let them out. If you think they're not watching them with a close eye, a keen eye, they absolutely are. It's the way it is, man. When you're doing any type of anything, somebody's watching. Everybody's always watching to either point fingers or to catch you up. They're trying to catch you up. They're trying to end what you got going on. So anyways, these guys are smart enough to understand that, know that. They ain't new to this. They're true to this, right? They've been doing it. So they start to be released onto yards like Salinas Valley, Pleasant Valley, High Desert, Corcoran, Calipatria, Centinela, 4 yards and 3 yards. And everything's been running smoothly. It's business as usual, yet with a better twist, because now you don't have to worry about norteños and sureños going at it constantly or being at odds. You don't have to worry about the disrespect or anyone going to the oil, running their neck and bumping baking soda breath on the door. You don't have to worry about, going to visita or losing visitas and there be some type of tension in front of your familia. You don't have to worry about things like that ever popping off, other than if it's a J-Cat who just woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Now, when I talk about end to hostilities, we usually speak about North and South because those are the two main groups that we talk about as raza in California, right? But there's two other groups that also are within that realm of the end of hostilities, that being the brothers and the whites. The Woods, brother. We end hostilities too. Just all we want is coffee and bar work. That's it. So now we got four big groups, man, four racial groups, right? When I say racial, I don't mean racial against each other. I just mean they're racially segregated to once their own, amongst their own. Functioning, chilling, not stressing off each other. There's skirmishes and isolated incidences, like the incident in a high desert, and of course what popped off in Salinas Valley. But that had nothing to do with the pact that they made while behind the walls of the SHU. That more so had to do with disrespect and personal matters, to which it's ongoing. Whatever happens, happens. We'll see. You know, people have been talking about it. I did a couple videos, and we'll just see how that plays out. You know, I don't think it's going to go further than what it is. You know, I made a video talking about, could it spill into the streets? 9 times out of 10, it won't. But at the same time, one never knows, does one? You know, the wind blows sometimes. So the other day I'm watching TikTok, right? And I see a couple people get on TikTok and they're talking about Akana came out, a filter or a Wila. For those of you that don't know what a filter or Wila is, and being someone that is in a position of power or authority decides to put something out with mandates and with basically, this is what it's going to be, Holmes. Cut and dry. You're going to get with it or get done by it. You know, this is where we're turning now. Now, so far, the end of hostilities has produced nothing but canalismo and a show of faith, right? Because that's all you can really do. But this filter comes out from where it came from, right? I'm not going to speak on the details of what the filter actually said or who put it out or where it came from. Let's just say it came from another system. And this individual holds sway and power. And he does because of the work that he's put in and the lineage he's come from. The group, the organization, the respect, the power. This man is just that one, right? He's been known to put his fist where his mouth is. He's been known to handle his business and do it in a vicious fashion. So the guy is loved. He's adhered to. He's respected. So anything that comes from him and is filtered down, people take it with a lot of credibility. Like I said, he's certified, so he doesn't have to get verified. This guy's been doing that. So anyways, this comes down, and I wasn't able to lay my eyes on the exact filter because at the same time, man, I'm trying to stay out the way of that. But I seen something that piqued my interest of what somebody was saying, or I heard something. And they said that this guy said that his group needs to fight for their homelands, that they need to not adhere to this end of hostilities and let it go and take on the opposition, you know, the old opposition. Now, this man is laced in the game, and what he says pretty much goes, right? What he says is going to be respected, I'm sure. But at the same time, if it ain't broke, why try to fix it? That's it. If everybody is getting money, if everybody is getting programmed, if everyone is getting yard, why, go out of your way to do that? Now, to each their own. This individual, I have no qualms with him. Nothing bad to say. I keep my fucking mouth shut when it comes to certain guys like this. But I do know this, and these are facts. There's a lot of gente now that have changed. Their mindset has changed. See, time heals all wounds. And over time, what happens, gente, is people seem to forgive and forget. Now, some don't ever forget. People like me, I don't ever forget. I might forgive you for a minute or two, but I don't forget shit, right? And there's a lot of people like that. But with this new younger generation that didn't have to go through the guerra, didn't have to go through the north and south, didn't have to go through the east and west, didn't have to wiggle on the yard and carry a piece in their ass, or didn't have to do certain things, they don't know what it is to be involved like that. So if, everything is going smooth, they like it to go smooth. They like their little old lady with the little BBL and the little piercing right here, the dermal, to come visit them and chop them up one time. See, these things, these things of the world, man, these things that people look forward to are hard to give up once you've tasted them. Just like these individuals that sat for decades back in the dungeons in the SHU, now have got a little taste of the good life, a little fresh air. Now, I'll be at prison, and they're never going to get out. Most of these guys are lifers anyways. But at the same time, in the meantime, in between time, it sure feels good to get a visita from a bad one, right? It sure feels good, man, to get them food sales cracking. It sure feels good to use toothpaste that ain't stale and to eat fucking papitas that are not in a bolsita. It just feels good, right? So a lot of these guys don't want to go back. So what this man is asking people, you know, and I come from that mindset of way back then where it was no treaties, no peace, no none of that, Holmes. Hey, this is war for life. This is guerra for life. That's just what it is, man. Too much bloodshed, too much animosity, too much invasion into the homeland. There was just a whole lot that went into it. This was the propaganda that was fed to me that I was also feeding to others. So I know what time it is. But if everybody is chilling and everyone's getting along, man, one man can make that difference. See, one man can, if you're powerful enough and have a bigger voice than others, not manipulate the people, but let the people know this is the way you feel. This is the way it's going. Now, them old ways of thinking are always going to be pura. They're always going to be respected because that's the old ways. But we're in a new generation now. We're in some new ways. Kids that have never experienced nothing. Kids that don't understand what it is to go to a yard, you know what I mean, and get off is immediately ASAP on site. We're talking about vatos that get in there now and play handball and see that it's all good. And then later on, something's going to come out that could cause a lot of tension, a lot of friction. Now, I'm going to be real. This is cut and dry, man. Whatever that man says, if the people decide to roll with it and do their thing, if they decide to declare guerra, because that's what he feels they should do, to each their own. My feelings on the situation, not that it counts, but I'm going to put my 2 cents in anyways, because fuck it, this is YouTube and I can, is we were just turning a new leaf. You know, I don't know the details of what's going on behind the scenes and how vatos are really thinking, or if this was just a ploy to kind of kick back for a minute and get yours and then fuck it, let's get off where we're mad at. But I've seen, you know, even in the music industry, vatos talking about working with each other. I've seen podcasts from down south interviewing rappers and norteños, active norteños from up north, which I never thought I'd see in my life. I'm seeing, you know, Southern rappers sign with Gold Toes, or, you know, at least work hand in hand with him. I'm seeing a lot of interaction and a lot of conversation behind the scenes. I'm seeing vatos that you never thought would talk or come together and break bread at a table doing that. This end of hostilities has helped a lot within this genre, within our people, the raza, the gente, and around the world. And it's not only helped for the Mexicans, you know, the raza, it's also helped with other races as well. When's the last time you heard about white boys and blacks getting off? Yeah, not too long, huh? Or way too long. They just don't do it. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen anyways like that, like everyone thinks it happens. So anyways, so this guy puts out this filter allegedly. I say allegedly because I don't know if it even came from that man's hand. You know, it seems kind of different to do it on TikTok. I guess that was the platform utilized to do this. But it's a call of arms, right? It's a call of awakening. It's a, come on, homies, mount up. Regulators. Now, let's be real. You want me to be real here, or do you want me to fucking fake it? Because I'm not trying to fake it, homies. I'm trying to give it to you as real as possible. You see, I'm holding my hands out. I'm trying to be civil in this. But I'm going to be real, because that's what I do. There's different groups on the, I'm trying to figure out how to say this without fucking being objective, right? Without making anyone mad, because I'm not trying to hurt the gente. But I'm going to be real. There's different groups on the yard, and there's different numbers. The numbers game does come into play. No matter what you think, I know you get 5, 6 righteous norteños, and they feel they could take on the world, homes. And in most cases, man, they handle their business. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, man, you got Southerners that are in abundance of numbers. You got Crips, blacks that are in abundance of numbers. You got the whites that even have more numbers than Northerners in some cases. So when you're the smaller group, the smaller entity, you know, that has always had to fight the oppression from within and has always had to struggle. And then all the shit going on within your own carro, your own ranfla, you know, people falling off, bad paperwork, people dropping out, things of that nature. You got a lot on your plate, man. To declare guerra on a different group, an opposition that holds many, many numbers against you is pretty much throwing the lambs to the slaughter. So you don't understand about the Southern. Let me explain something about the Southerners, man, without getting political. They're deep, ese. Everywhere you go, whether it be the Cayes, Egypt, China, Hawaii, shit. Them vatos are over there putting out the fires. It doesn't matter where you go. There's always going to be Sureños or Southsiders representing. Even in Northern California, the upstaters, it's just what it is. You know, they were able to establish a foothold. People bit into, you know, what they were pushing, the cholismo, you know what I mean, the choloism. They pushed that, the Chicano style, And I bought into, the Chicano style only in a Northern California fashion, but I definitely bought into my raza because it's what's true. It's what means something to me. So they're always going to have the numbers. Sheer numbers equals sheer power, right? So if a smaller group took them on, you could win battles and skirmishes, absolutely. But in the end, how does that war play out for you? It's always good, I guess, when you're a gang member or you're a true believer, to go down defending your casa. But you always want at least a chance, right? I'm not saying the homies don't got a chance, man. I'm not saying that they're not about their shit, because I was a Norteño through and through, man. And we stomped in our steel toes, headed for the murder show, right? Body for body, man. I'm not going to sit there and say that I wasn't proud of my people, even when we lost battles and wars, man. Even when we came up short, homes, and we got plaqueated or we got snaked on or we got moved on, I still felt good to fight side by side with my people. But then, the raza is my people. Everybody's my people, right? You're killing yourselves, pendejo, Chewy, right? Remember when she told him that? She was giving him game, right? Hey, tres putos, fucking hey, right? He was all crazy, Chewy, slamming and shit. Wayne. Hey, John Wayne, right? He was all fucked up. Remember him over there in Training Day? Says, que shoot him, man. Shut fuck him, man. Come on, Chewy. You know what I mean? Says, yeah, two juice. Anyways, you have to understand, gente, that something like this is a big deal. I've seen a couple people do spills on it, and I just wanted to give my little take on it. But, I think that this end of hostilities is one of the greatest things, like I said, ever to come from behind them walls. I believe that, truth be told, man, if guerra was to go down between the two groups, North and South, man, it wouldn't be pretty. I believe that now there's people that are on the yardas that will make it very unpretty. But again, man, this man holds sway and power, and he's to be respected and listened to. So depending upon what you're doing, gente, and what you truly believe, it's up to you if you think the raza at some point, man, can come together and really strive, as one, as a whole. Whether, albeit North and South, but still brown, or, is it never going to be that? Is there always going to be funk? Man, I look on the DMs, and I remember when I was at my height, man, when Gunners Collective was booming, I did my lives, I did everything, man, and everybody showed love, man. There was no banging. Now it's getting back to that. And the reason why it's getting back to that is because YouTubers now are gang banging. They're trying to check paperwork. They're trying to call people in jail. They're trying to speak on people. They're trying to disrupt and cause confusion and act like they're in prison when they ain't even fucking been there. And they're trying to cause chaos, man. And because they're causing chaos, that bleeds out into the gente. And now you got people all up in the lives, North and the South end again, woofing, disrespecting each other. I put an end to all that, man. I brought the end to hostilities, I would think, man, between the gente on YouTube, man. I showed love and respect to the Southerners, man, being from up north. I showed love and respects to gente, and I cut and dry, told it like it was, uncut and raw. And at the end of the day, man, everything that I did was for naught, because there's a lot of people, and it just gives me a bitter taste in my mouth to look, man, and see that these fuckers that are causing chaos, that are claiming to be active, and I'll do this and do that, are just disrupting the fucking movement that we had, gente, and that was the coming together for the people, by the people, the unity of the raza. I know a lot of people like to say, Gunner, you're shooting propaganda. Hey, call it what you want, homes. I believe in it, truly. Now, I also believe that the northern cause is a righteous one, as well as the southern cause is a righteous one. But I believe, gente, in order for us to create some type of harmony, we have to look within ourselves and realize, man, that nobody wins in guerra, just the administration. What's going to happen, man? One group is going to get slaughtered, homie. The other group is going to feel proud for a little bit, and then all the people that count are going to get fucking thrown back in the shoes, and the administration is going to use that to slam them, and then guess what's going to happen? All them same people that you talk shit about and you didn't want to function with on the yards are going to take over your yards. You have to think before you act. I'm just saying, a new filter went out, man. What do you guys think of it? With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose, get everything that you want coming to you. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the struggle, and strive to struggle. Respects to all. I'm not here to disrespect anyone and say who wins or loses. I'm just here to say it's going to get ugly if it gets ugly. You know what I mean? Hopefully, it never comes to that, and this continues to roll. If not, well, we'll just have to see. Thumbs up or thumbs down. See, Heavy's going to be the head. Let me check my shit. That wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive and struggle and struggle and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the coming together of people and doing what I does uncut and raw. For all the other fucking channels that talk shit and are doing their thing, man, respects to you guys. I'm going to kill you with kindness, homie. It's what I does, cuz. Bang, bang.